Hello, one and all, and welcome to part 2 of F1 2020 My Team. Now, in the last episode, of course, we created the 11th team on the Formula 1 grid, made up our livery, chose our second driver, and now we are ready to jump into a full race weekend. Of course, the first race of the season at Australia is just around the corner and right in front of us, so we are going to get into this very shortly. So, how will we debut in Formula 1? Can we stack up to the rest of the grid? We'll find out. Let's get into the first round of the season at the Australian Grand Prix. So we've whizzed through the practice sessions. As you can see, that's how we did in our objectives. We failed the qualifying pace one just because the objective was ridiculously hard. But we did alright. We secured all of our team goals as well, so we did alright. But now we've got to move on to our next step in our first weekend as a Formula 1 team owner and driver. We're going to get on to the real business end of stuff in qualifying. So here we are then, end of Q1. We're currently sitting quite high up on the leaderboards, but that's because it was a wet start to the session. We got our dry lap in early, and now we've got to try and improve. We're currently sitting on our 21.3, and we're half a second up. So let's see if we can push it going through these last few corners now on the lap. I'm not expecting to get this car up in the Q2. It's not that competitive, but we're still going to give it everything going up to the line now, and it is only going to be P19 to open up the season. So not the start that we would have wanted, but of course the car isn't quite there yet. Of course, we've only got the 9th fastest car on the grid, so I'm not expecting to set the world alight. We're actually slower though than our teammate Alesi, so that's not the best for us, but you know what? We're just going to take what we can from that, move forward. So I believe now, to round up what happened in this qualifying session, we're going to go down there for an interview.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. The weather hasn't been ideal in qualifying. What's your take on it?
I think we're going to go bigging up, the level of Formula 1. You need to be able to perform.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
Well, just saying, admit to my mistakes, I didn't do the job there.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow?
And we're going to be optimistic, saying that, if the car lasts the race, we're going to have a nice chance. We could possibly get up there.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So that is it then for our interview, and now there's only one thing left to do. It is now just time for the race. 29 laps of Albert Park. Let's get into it then. I am most excited for it. But before that, we're going to go quickly, because of our points that we earned from practice. We're going to go into the R&D tree, and we're going to get a durability upgrade here just to help us out in future races there. We're going to upgrade our gearbox durability there, get that on the car, and then one thing left to do, let's race. So here we are then, lined up on the grid then. This is the highest point of tension of the season almost. So here we are, we're just setting our strategy. What's recommended is a one stop. You can see soft to hard. We're going to dial back the pit lap just a little bit, just so we can maybe get the jump on other people going for that strategy. I think it should favour us pretty nicely as well. We're also just going to put a little bit more fuel in the car to give us a bit more room to breathe in the early stages of this race. Really want to burn, really want to try and move up. So anyway, let's get into it then. The lights coming on now. We're prepared. Let's kick off this season with a bang. And we're away for the Australian Grand Prix. It's a decent start off the line, and we get alongside Kevin Magnussen, stacked up behind our teammate, but we look to the outside, but the door gets shut. So we're going to have to set him behind then, going into turn 1 there, biding our time. We go round the outside of Grosjean there, but pretty bad traction off the corner there, and he comes steaming back around the outside, so we lose a place there out of turn 2. So we've got to try and make it back. We dive it down the inside a little bit. We go wheel to wheel to Giuliano. We've got to be careful not make contact with him, stacked up behind Raikkonen. We get our nose in front of our teammate, then swooping around the outside of 4. We almost come together, and we got to leave space there, make sure we don't take each other off, but we are through up into 17th, so we're up 2 off the line then and ahead of our teammates, so we can use that platform to build off of there, try and move forward. We've got free reign to challenge the cars ahead of us. Now, moving forward, you see the cars ducking and diving there. Raikkonen ahead of him is Max Verstappen there, is way out of position on the grid, so he's got to try and move forward, and you can see the midfield all stacking up there as we're getting pretty close to the back of Kimi then, looking for a move, but we don't want to be taking any unnecessary risks early on in the race and early on in the season. We just got to bide our time then. Sitting in the train for now, we have a little look at the inside, but we still brake quite early. I'm not wanting to take off any bits of front wing this early on in the race. We don't want to be throwing away any chances of potential points, because as we know, first race could be some nerves in the drivers and there could be some reliability issues for some of the other teams. So if we can keep our nose clean, it could mean a good result for us, even if we aren't the quickest at this moment. But still, we're sitting on the back of Kimi there, just making sure we're managing that overtake button, though not trying to go crazy with it early on, because we want to keep ourselves in reserve. But you see there, we're putting it on out of turn 2 and losing the rear end of the car, so we got to be careful. You can see up the road there, that's Danny Kvyat going defensive from Max Verstappen there, so gaps just beginning to form in that midfield, but we're doing alright just now. End of lap 3, start of lap 4, and we're still sitting same order in this train. It's Kvyat though that's beginning to back everyone up. I can tell you he is actually on medium tyres, so you can see him really slowing us all down. It's finally now Max Verstappen has a go down the inside, and he gets through up in the 14th, pinching Kvyat onto the inside. So now he's going to probably drive off into the distance, and now we've got Raikkonen and Kvyat ahead of us there. Alesi still with us in company, so we're still running right next to each other on the roads here, the two of us in our Dakar Grand Prix cars. But now keeping it going there onto lap 5, and yeah, we're still just sitting in a line at the moment, getting very close to the back of Raikkonen. We've got to watch ourselves. It's simulation damage that I am running on this there, so we've got to keep our nose clean, make sure we're not coming to blows with any of the other cars around us then. Just keeping our nose clean, and that could, again, that's a strategy there. It's going to help work wonders for us in this Grand Prix. We still sit up behind Raikkonen, behind Kvyat, up the road. That's actually Giovinazzi who's backing up Max Verstappen and slowing him down quite substantially now towards us. So there's a train beginning to form then behind Antonio Giovinazzi there, and we are apart there, still sitting on the rear end of his teammate Kimi Raikkonen. We get massive oversteer coming off the last corner there. We've got to try and reserve it there. Do not make any silly mistakes there. Verstappen up the road does go past Giovinazzi then, so he again is going to release and drive off into the distance for the second time of asking. But now we've got to try and focus on that slow Alfa Romeo a couple of positions up the road. You know Kvyat and Raikkonen are going to have a go, and Raikkonen making a little error through turn 3 is also going to leave him potentially vulnerable to us. End of the lap there, you see Kvyat looking left and right, now goes to the outside and blasts past Giovinazzi there, trying to get his nose ahead into the corner and through as he gets better traction. Now Gio and Raikkonen, the two Alfa Romeos, nose to tail and really backing up there, and we've got to take our chances. They've been few and far between, so we go down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen there, pinch him to the inside of the last corner, not giving him an opening to come back, and we get through up in the 16th place. Now we've got to try and focus on Giovinazzi, who is slow. We've got to try and make our way through, so watch it now. Oh, got that overtake button going there. He's going to go very defensive to the inside, so it's the outside it's going to have to be. We brake very late, try and pinch him onto the apex, and it's a tough move, but we make it round. We are up into 15th place early on in this Australian Grand Prix. It's looking good for us there. We're holding our own up on the grid, and we're now running 15th with clean air as well, so we've got to try and get up to the back of Kvyat, but the going has been tough so far. We're on lap 8 now, so laps ticking by. We've got a 1.8 second gap to Raikkonen, and you can see the first cars now ducking into the pit lane, and we're going to gain a few positions there, including one on Lewis Hamilton, who is well down the field compared to where he should be. So we are through a pit window open. We're going to box on this lap. Tyre wear has been pretty solid for us so far. I don't think we're going to have any issues with that. So here we are nearing the end of the lap there, pit stop bound. We're sitting pretty comfortably at the moment in 12th place there. Raikkonen still very much a threat. Kvyat really quick on those mediums. We're struggling to keep up with him, but we can maybe grab a bit of an undercut through this pit window now. We get it nice and slow down, and we are in, of course, our pit box right at the end of the pit lane, but we do actually hold up Max Verstappen there, so we do set that Red Bull back, and to be that close to him still after the first stint is very encouraging, as we have a superlative pit stop. I was amazed at the time of recording. A 1.9 second stop, amazing from the boys, and we move up then. We are P20 now, of course, after the stops. And now off the track, you can see on the right, that is Daniel Ricciardo has gone off an incident down there at turn 2. So we're able to pick our way past him very easily there, and we're up another place, waiting for a lot of the field to come into the pits. But we are looking pretty solid there. We're definitely stamped in that midfield and eager to pounce on any other misfortunes. So here we are now, end of lap 11, and we're watching two out of possession cars dueling on track. Verstappen blast past Hamilton on the straight, and you can see Hamilton really struggling. I can tell you now, he does have wing damage, and we are closing him down. You can just see his lack of downforce there. We're able to catch the reigning world champion, and this is quite demoralising. It must be for him, seeing this newbie chasing up to the back of him and going past him as he goes into the pit lane. So we are ahead of Lewis Hamilton in this opening race, and we do jump a few more cars in the pit lane there, them being Magnussen and Giovinazzi. So we do run 14th, looking pretty decent so far. There's still a few cars that are yet to pit as well, so it's not looking too bad for us. As now we're going to get up to the back of Danny Kvyat there, shaping up that move as he comes out of the pits. We got overtake mode activate. We've got to try and take our chances, but he's going to go defensive to the inside. We're going to go late on the outside, but he doesn't give us much space. He defends it nicely, and there's no way of going through. The move does not come off. We got yellows just ahead, so another car has gone off the road then. And who is that there going slowly? That is a Renault. It's Esteban Ocon, and we are able to get around him just about. That's held up for Verstappen again, so we're being a bit of a nuisance to Max in this race. But Esteban Ocon out then, and we are now running comfortably in 12th place. Our teammate is behind us on soft tyres there, committed to a two-stop strategy, so we've got to watch out for him there. As Kvyat goes past a very slow Max Verstappen with wing damage, we've got to try and dispatch him as quickly as we can. We sit on the rear wing of the Red Bull there. No way on the outside, it's going to be down the inside, late on the brakes, get it all locked up, but we're able to get it stopped and through, and we're past Max Verstappen, who then pits there. So it's been a nightmare race for the Dutchman, and now we have Alesi sitting on the rear end of us. I'm not going to let him through, but if he does get a run, I'm not going to fight it too hard, because he does have faster tyres. He's going to be quicker at this stage in the Grand Prix. So we're still running nicely there in 11th place, just outside the point, and without another pit stop to make, we do have a chance at this. Alesi, though, is giving us a bit of a hard time, sitting on our rear wing now, with DRS getting ever closer, and it's getting a bit more and more difficult to keep him at bay. So I'm thinking there, as we go onto the straight, we turn up the engine briefly, but then he gets a bit of a run, and we're going to turn it back down, because he's going to go for a lunge down the inside, and we're not going to fight it too hard, just going to let him run his own race, get DRS off him as well, because Raikkonen is closing, and he's dragging Ricciardo with him, so I don't want to be getting these guys into the fight. So using that DRS of Alesi can help us at this point there, be as a benefit, how we can use him to move forward in this Australia Grand Prix. So we're going to move on then. A little under 2 laps later, Alesi's tyres are starting to go off, and the cars behind are still chasing us down. So I'm thinking he's got to be coming in soon, and there he is there, Alesi in. So we're going to jump up actually into the points then, as Carlos Sainz also pitted, so he's now behind us. He's in that pack of 3 cars chasing us down. We are in the points with not that long left. We just have to try and hold on. We've got to push though. We've got to get the absolute most out of the car now in the dying moments of this race. And we're still holding up nicely there on the same lap. But you can see there's another slow car just up the road then. Got to keep an eye out there, eyes open. You can see the dot on the mini-map there. It's a racing point, and it is Lance Stroll there. Smoke coming out the back of his car. And we're going to go up into P9 now. Now, the cars behind do gain a few tenths on us, but it's looking alright for us. But Stroll's retirement brings out a safety car. Now what do we do here? I'm seeing Kvyat ahead, he stays out. I don't want to be too risky. I'm going to stay out as well and not give up track position at a track where it's very difficult to overtake. So with that safety car out, we're going to sit now P9, and the field is going to budge right up. We catch the queue now. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting. We've got to try and keep these tyres warm, because it will give us an advantage on that restart when it comes. So yeah, it's going to make it very difficult for us though, because the cars that were chasing us, now they're going to be right on us. I don't think I have the pace to necessarily challenge the guys ahead, but I will definitely be coming under threat from behind. So we've got to be looking over our shoulder rather than straight ahead, because Raikkonen, Ricciardo and Sainz will all be there ready to pounce. So here we are, the restart looms just in a couple of seconds time. We've got to get ready. Their tyres aren't quite up to temperature. We've not been able to keep them in the window, because we're going so slow, but we're ready to go then. And the grip is going to be dissipating off the line. We're going to see round the final corner then to open things up. We're really fighting the car already, but we're going to be looking over our shoulder. Kimi Raikkonen is going to be a threat. Daniel Ricciardo is going to be a threat, but we still got that slipstream from the cars ahead, keeping us in contact for now, but we don't get a great run going through turns 1, through turns 2, and now look how close Raikkonen is. He's got the overtake button, but so do we. We're going to have to defend to the inside. Raikkonen to the inside, but we brake very late and see him off just for the time being there. That is P9 still on lock, and we need to try and stay with these cars ahead. They're going to be so quick though. We've got a slower car than them, but we've got to try and stay within that window of DRS, and that's going to help us defend from the cars behind. But at the end of 23, it's becoming more and more of a problem, and the DRS is activated. We are out of that window, so we are now going to be under attack from Kimi Raikkonen. He is in the foreground. He is going to be pressuring, to be charging. We've just got to try and keep him at bay. Of course, no DRS ahead. He doesn't have it either though, and we're able to just about keep him behind just for the time being. We're 1.2 off Kvyat, so we've still got some ground to make up. We've got to try and get it back, but it's proving more and more difficult. The gap now 1.4 seconds. Raikkonen still very, very close to us there. We go round the final corner. We're fighting that car. We run wide. You can see how much of an issue we're having. And now on to the next lap here. We're still holding on, but the gap to the cars ahead is growing wider and wider. We've got no chance at them now. We've just got to try and fend off Raikkonen. On this lap, it's looking good. He's having to defend from Ricciardo as well, so he's just occupied for the moment. We may have a bit of a break. Look at the pack ahead though. It's Norris is attacking Gasly. That's going to hold them all up there, and it could get me back in. If we can grab DRS, we should be safe from behind, and we can even have a run in front there. You can see Norris having a look at Gasly. The gap has come right down, 1.1 seconds. We've got to keep pushing. We've got to try and get within it, and it's still just eluding us there. The gap just over a second. We're really, really pushing, giving it everything, but the car is still not quite up to scratch. So we're not quite getting in that range. Raikkonen is still right with us. Ricciardo, Sainz, they're all sitting in my DRS and all have great opportunities to get me in these last 4 laps. So it is going to be dire, dire times. We've got to try and roll out everything. We've got to try and give it everything. The gap 410s. We use our last bit of overtake there. We're running low on that button. We can't use it too often, but it is enough at the moment to keep him behind. 2 laps to go, and Raikkonen getting ever closer. Ricciardo drawing ever closer, both within half a second. We've got to try and get good runs off of turn 1. We're really running wide there out of 2 because I don't want to overwork the tyres, because I can feel them going off. We defend going into turn 3. Keep it on the inside, and we keep 9th place just for the time being, but the threat is growing ever much. Last lap of this Australian Grand Prix, and we're closing in on our first points in Formula 1 in our first race. Being an amazing debut. We're fighting the car now through turn 3. These tyres are shot, but we've got to try and get everything out of them now. We defend again. We don't give Raikkonen any options. We stay in 9th place there. We stay rooted to the track, and we do not open up any gaps for the Finn to take. We're going to hold this 9th place to the flag. One more sector now. We're holding on still, using our last reserves of overtake to keep that gap at half a second and keep it so he's not able to have a look at us there. Valtteri Bottas wins the race, but we are not caring about that. We've just got to try and see it through. If we don't make mistakes, 9th place will be ours in our first race then. We came from the rear end of the field. We picked our spot nicely. We kept our nose clean. We made the moves when we needed, and we're going to be rewarded. P9 in our first race in Formula 1. What an effort that was. We come through 9th place. Wow, that is absolutely stunning. And we get driver of the day as well for our efforts, so absolutely chuffed to bits with that one there. What a debut. You can see there, 9th place, 20 seconds off the win after the safety car, and we came through. We managed it there. We held off Kimi Raikkonen in those last few laps there. You can see in the Drivers' Championship we're 9th, of course, and in the Constructors, 7th place. That is not half bad. We're looking pretty decent then to keep moving forward. That is a great start, and we're only going to get better. Unfortunately, Giuliano wasn't quite able to match up to us, but nevertheless, it's P9 in our first race.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, and for this we're going to be buttering up our chassis department yet again, so the car's nimble and light.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
And again, we're going to play humble there, bigging up the team in the car.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
To be honest, I don't really care about this question. It's a dumb media question. Shut up.
Appreciate your time.
And so that is it then. That is the first race, the second episode of F1 2020 My Team. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, please like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. We'll be uploading this series very regularly. Still pushing daily uploads on the channel. So hopefully we see you in future videos. So yeah, without much more to say, I'm Adzaka. And until next time, we'll see you later.